Yeah, 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 casket, even, yeah, yeah. I got my subject predicate. I'm on the weird medicate. Bitch, I'm so up, levitate. Turn up the beat, meditate. And I'm the bomb, detonate. I got the juice, renegade. The chief, I'm like Keith, renegade. Bitch, I'm the boss, delegate. I beat it up, renovate. Switch up the flow, I innovate. I don't the stairs, I elevate. Hop on the jet, Russian roulette, and I got ice on my neck. Two bitches with me, they giving me neck. Check on my forces, I'm all about check. These niggas playing, I stuck on my deck. Brown liquor, brown bitch, but the bitch is brown bag. No, she gon' throw it back, going board on my arm. No beard, I'm the bomb. Take a shot in Guatemala. Balling hard like you wanna. Start it off if you wanna. Slay your broad, slay your honor. Bitch, you gone, I'm the gunner. On a Ducati with my shawty. Grab the Bobby, let's go start a party. And use a junior Robert Downey. Sick of counting, I'll be weighing on my money. Antana Revo, Dressy fighting off evil. Go right back like Rico. Bitch keep calling my beeper. Snarking on arches, all in the freaking menages. Making deposits, the pockets are full from the profits. Check on my watches, like leaky faucets. I got the process, formula behind the sauces. Suck on the bosses, checking the boxes, moving the masses. My movement is massive. The movement is massive, my nigga.
Look, time running on the clock. Keep it running like you're running from the cops. Keep a clock as you running through the apps. On the block, how I'm running all the drops. Yeah, and I be dropping all the bops. Woodhead, yeah, I like the way she bops. Go ahead, I be cracking on my Glock. Running through the apps, pop, pop, pop. Clock you in the head, now a nigga dead. Yeah, I don't even understand. Now you playing possum. Gotta know I'm awesome. Gotta know I'm on one. Gotta know I'm on some. Lonesome. Up on the mountain I stand. Still can't understand. They try count me out. It's like counting clouds or counting sand. And I still got fans.
So yeah, guys, for me, coming clearly now. Thank you. Welcome to the show. Yeah, Cash keep keeping in the building. It's happening. Yes, and like yes, because I like to stick to the title. Can AI make good comic? Yeah, I'm a huge comic book reader. I've read a lot, and mostly I've read them, I've gotten over mostly in digital form. I've held very few comic books in my paperback comic books in my hand, paper. I remember, and for those who don't know, by the way, Cash Kizen, a Kevin, is in Tanzania, and so in Tanzania, the comic book industry hasn't been that huge, but I do remember holding some archie comic books. Like a friend of mine, shout out to wherever he is, Gambuna. But I remember him in primary school, like he had this comic books. He had this superhero comic book, and it stuck in my mind. I still can't find what it was, but I remember it had this ending, this issue of reading, this ending where it was like M for Monday. They find like the hero is dead, the huge M on the wall there, like M for Monday. Yeah, and some Archie comics. I read some of those, but nothing like that. But the Super Strikers comics, now those things are amazing. Super Strikers comics. Haven't held a lot of paperback comic books, but growing up, the internet and everything, I've read a lot digital of the internet, which brings me to today. Today, I am a comic creator myself. People say I'm inspired, but my twist is, since there are no studios here, other than Shujaa Studios, support studio that makes pushing art forward, art media. But with no production houses, I've had to do this thing pretty much on my own. Who the hell? AI. Now, right here on screen, I got trusted ChatGPT, and I have this comic into the hero theme. I think I should do that. Yeah, we're gonna go through it. But so I'm developing this character and this world in this comic book, universe, and finding how to actually monetize it, get published, online, physical, and how to actually make money from it. Because at the end of the day, it's gotta bring in the bucks, right? So support the group, guys. Should be $1 or two on my PayPal. The Kandege PayPal is TheKandege. The Kandege. But anyway, back to this. So this issue, this is a. But I've had other comic. I've had Adventures of Mr. Galactic. I've already written the first one, right? First one issue. The first issue. I've written it. Published it. It's on Patreon. The link is in the description, and I'll also throw it in the chat sometime later. Yeah, but you can go cop that. I've written a manga called Bones. The first issue is all again on Patreon. You can go cop that, support, and enjoy it. But this story, Muntu the Hero King, I wanted to show you like some behind the scenes and kind of like work with you or bring you into how I'm working through the story and how I'm bringing this thing into reality. So you have mountains of data in ChatGPT. My discussions, the themes, about the character, the world, the the arc I would want him to take as a story. The story arcs. But now settling it down, you have this world, this nebulous world in your mind, this galaxy. How do you put it down? Does that translate to the final print, as they say in the business? To the final thing. So for that, I've chosen. Let me put some background music, by the way, for any headspace. But I don't like that. It's one of my pet peeves. But let's say this: to print to okay, so to get it from the idea from your head to the printed version or to the digital version where people can read. I'm all about that. I'm all about turning ideas into reality. That's creation for me. So a good idea and then good uh, execution. So starting from ChatGPT, specifically for this copy, I had story beats. Let's wait. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get this also, and focus. Get down to the story beats, whatever I wanted to touch on in this first issue. And it's Muntu the Hero King, issue 1, the story. Beat 1, peaceful protests in the city to speak up against the hiring of private police to protect the city. So the idea is like there's this private companies are now being employed as police instead of police. So people are protesting against that peacefully, though. And then a small faction of the protesters suddenly turned violent. Maybe I should add that there. Yeah. Suddenly. It's drama, guys. It has to be dramatic. And it's action. It has to be spectacle. So the police throw tear gas, but among the gas, a canister is thrown which lets out red gas. After the red gas, the canisters are thrown. After the red gas canisters are thrown, it gets deadly violent. The protest, that is. The king, yes, this world has a king, by the way. The king is ill and he hasn't been seen for months. Different factions are moving in to take control of the nation. Muntu, now we're introduced to Muntu as a leader of a small team, a gang, we can say, consisting of Sarah, Eddie, and Bull. Sarah is the strong one, female right-hand man of Muntu. She's cynical, practical, hardened. We got Eddie, techie. He's a four eyes. A hacker. He's timid, idealistic. Then we got Bull, happy-go-lucky, optimistic, loving, family man, likes to eat. He's the muscle. Then we got, okay, so Muntu at the rally, he's watching it and he's coughing at the protest, right? But then he sees a mole. He finds a mole among the protesters. He notices something and he investigates. Muntu and gang find out who's behind the red gas, a collab within the government and the tech faction. So there are different factions, and one of them is the tech faction. And we'll get to that later. Just know there's a tech faction. And, there's a kind of a collaboration with a shadow government, you can say, whatever. So the red gas is one of so the red gas, they find who's behind the gas, and they find a layer in it. They find illegal experiments. The red gas was one of the experiments to alter people's minds. They get attacked by robot guards. They find extremists, a new program for superhuman soldiers. Muntu, during the fiasco, gets shot in the eye to help them escape. The group votes to use the extremist program, the virus, on him, and and at the ending, his eyes glow red. So that's what I want to cover in the first issue, right? Now you can judge the story as it is. You can say it's cheesy, whatever. I think it's very cool. I think it introduces, there's politics there, with the different factions. There's a bit of a real world, you can tell we're going to be tackling some real world issues. Maybe you can say it's a bit far-fetched with the private police, but I don't think it's that far-fetched. So there's politics, there's action, of course, and there's sci-fi elements, the extremists, very heavily inspired by the extremists from Marvel, but it's pronounced differently and it's coincidental. I'm saying this for copyright reasons. Yeah, we got a team, we got a hero, we got a team of heroes, varying personalities, and maybe we can portray that, through the series and how, they evolve. But I think that's a very good first issue, at least the idea. So from this, I put that into ChatGPT, right? And after different iterations, after different bits for one of the models, and switching it to a different chat, here's what I got, right? So we got this. This was a short. Okay, so let me read through the short version. The short version says, so here's the overall outline for issue 1 of Muntu, the hero king, based on the backstory, world building, and visual cues we've discussed. So remember, the left here, this little sticky note is what I've discussed with ChatGPT. Well, no, this is what I've thought of from my own mind, right? This is my own ideas, what I would like to show up in the final product. To the right here is what ChatGPT makes of it, right? So it took what my story beats in the world building, and this is what, to break it down into script format, something that flows from top to bottom. It says, okay, let's read through it. Issue title, The Spark Beneath. And there's like a tagline. Before a king is crowned, he must first conquer the shadows. That's pretty neat. Let me large. Why deprive ourselves of the visual feast that is texts on a screen? So, setting. A futuristic Pan-African inspired city-state with both sleek high-tech towers and gritty, crumbling underground sectors. The ruling monarchy has fallen silent, king missing, rumors fly, functions stir, blah, 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 blah. By the way, guys, my second screen is kind of cracked, so that's why I'm having trouble reading things. I'm reading around a huge crack of black ink just going across the screen. So bear with me. Okay. Page 1, Myth plus Prophecy intro. A montage of cave paintings, alien encounters, ancestral visions, a voiceover narration. Long ago, visitors came from the stars. They gave the spark. A royal line was marked, not just to rule, but to protect the flame of man. Again, yeah, to protect the flame of man. So, page 2, present day. Crowds murmuring around the palace. Where's the king? Noises, whispers in the corners, power hungry. Something, the king is in this. A public announcement, the king is indisposed. News drawn circle, military presence tightening. So basically, you can see this thing is, it's very tight, first of all. Pause. But, it's very condensed, we can say. It's very condensed. It's giving us a montage. It's okay. Page 3, the underground. Enter Muntu. So Muntu enters from the shadows, one clock, glowing eyes, citizens bow or murmur. His name carries weight, just to show who is. He walks through the territory of the underground. He's in command now, but not unchallenged. Page 4. Brutal duel flashback. Muntu and Sarah. So this is like a flashback to how Muntu and Sarah met. A brutal duel flashback. Sarah, former underground leader, is fierce and respected. She yields to Muntu after a near-death moment. The other one. So you guys are. She respects strength. That's her character. So Muntu beat her, and she yielded to him. Page 5. Order 7 meeting. Order 7. Yeah. This is a juicy bit that we're gonna explore later. A secret elite group formed by the king to protect the bad themselves. One scientist engineer mentions the genetic spark and speaks, and the sealed codex. Page 6. The father's role. Muntu visits his father, a high-ranking official or royal advisor. The conversation is cold but layered. You're never meant to rule. We learn the father is hiding something, possibly guilt. Again, this is still just a story outline, right? But from the ChatGPT. So page 7, we got Sarah and underground debate. But anyway, we get the whole thing, right? And then from there, well, I got this. I got this page one, and then page two. Yeah, a peaceful protest, banners raised, people chanting. Panel two, a small group of breaks from the crowds, Molotov in hand, gas, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, anyway, you guys, you've heard the story. I feel like this is gonna be way too long to harder to go through the script. But basically, I got a script from that. That's the script that ChatGPT generated. Now with this, we can move to Canva, right? I'm just gonna set this aside. It's much like coding in which you have to describe exactly how the style and everything. So it's very specific. So example, for the page one, the myth, the prophecy intro, the one with the different caves and whatnot. Here we have a dimly lit ancient cave. One, panel two, panel three, panel four, panel five, panel, right? Which is kind of a lot, actually, come to think of it. Well, it depends, but for what it's trying to tell, it again, it's very condensed. But so with that, now I can take a page by page breakdown, right? A panel by panel breakdown, even, and just take that and go to Canva. So at this point, sorry guys. But now this is so annoying. Ah. But anyway, this ain't gonna stop us. This ain't gonna stop us. So I'm just of the it's good, but not yet. Let me change that overview overlay. whatever you want to call it. But guys, the main point is, again, remember the story. I started with the story, and then we took that, put it into ChatGPT, and then from there it generates they can I can edit up the dead air. We started with, and then from there put it into ChatGPT, which gave me a script, and then editing, after settling, to deciding that I do Canva script, which break which breaks down every of them. So each image generation using AI gives you four different versions, right? Unless, which I think we can have different versions of the comic. And so that's the deal. That's for the remainder of the stream. And we're back again. Like we never left. Yeah, guys. So I'm just right now I'm currently trying to share the screen with you so you see exactly right. The internet is getting very choppy when it comes to that. You can get it regardless. Hmm. So let me just talk about so before I went into Canva, during the development process, right? there's so this is the scene where Eddie and the gang, Muntu and Fiasco, define nefarious activities, which show you here. This is them to you. It's just that different AI can come up with, the different style that AI can come up with. You know, but I actually like this kind of style. We lost the page. We lost the page, guys. So you can hear me bubble. Rough, not very neat. The digital is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but this is the cover page. Now, how is that not the most beautiful visuals? So I like comics, guys. Like I just said, I love comic books. I like. Forgot it. It's not on screen yet. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, so this is just to show you. This is what ChatGPT. And I'm back again. So yeah, man. So I want you to compare and contrast what's gonna be showing later, which is gonna I think I'm gonna start a different stream altogether. That one because this is run pretty. There's like Leonardo AI, but I've never actually used the like I'm just scrolling through this so you can see guys like this version, this this version has. I'm gonna end the stream very shortly after showing you like the chat GPT renders and my audio has been pretty trash and I had no idea. But anyway, man, I think the beginning was pretty good. So I just want to finish showing you this different stream, which will be shot starting pretty shortly. You know, after I end this disaster of a stream. Nah, it's not a disaster. It's not that bad. It's not. Question it what kind of engine it uses. I think it uses Mid Journey. And that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Yo, support me so I can add it to this. But yeah, this is a different version of the same thing. But again, I like the gritty. It's not really gritty, but it's got that hand drawn feel to it. Although it's AI, which is pretty ironic if you think about it. Talking about hand. All that while it wasn't on screen. So there it is. with all its beauty. We just take a few seconds to enjoy that. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Show them that from the comic, one of the pages. In this kind of way, I mean, you could do this, right? But by the way, guys, I only have like 10 minutes left in the stream, and this, I won't curse at the Wi-Fi, but this Wi-Fi is acting weird. But that was the last. But so pretty soon I'm gonna switch to. I'm gonna because this was the stream to answer the question, or maybe to pose the question: can AI make good comics? And now you've seen my walkthrough. You've seen my process of taking you back into the kitchen behind the curtain. And say adios and see you in a little bit. Oh man, it's cinematic. I like it cinematic. Sorry guys. Looks like the end.
Jokers taking yourselves too serious. Wish you could switch like this. You need a genie, I'm a genius. My ideas OG like a Phineas. Still can't steal my steals. You get Z's like B's. My crew tight like peas. I get B's and cheese and take it with wine. I told this girl the other night that I'm making you mine. Baby, just make up your mind. What are we eating tonight? I blow your mind out, baby, get your brain out. Get your reading glasses, I'ma get you right now. Get your riding gear, baby, I'ma let you right now. Hit you with the left, hit you with the right now. I be chilling with my boy, I'm the villain right now. Smoking on something, they gon' hit your mind now. I got all the money, get all what you want. I ain't even about a minute, got all the cash in the stash and the splash with a passion. Set a fire through the trash, it's a mess.
Look, time running on the clock. Keep it running like you're running from the cops. Keep clock as you running through the ups. On the block, how I'm running all the drops. Yeah, and I be dropping all the bops. Woodhead, yeah, I like the way she pops. Go ahead, I be cracking on my Glock. Running through the ups, pop, pop, pop. Clock you in the head, now a nigga dead. Yeah, I don't even understand. Now you playing possum. Gotta know I'm awesome. Gotta know I'm on one. Gotta know I'm on some. Lonesome. Up on the mountain I stand. Still can't understand. They try count me out. It's like counting clouds or counting sand. And I still got fans. Look, time running on the clock. Keep it running like you're running from the cops. Keep a clock as you running through the ups. On the block, how I'm running all the drops.